He's King Kong.
The thing with Yaya is I can't name you one thing he couldn't do.
Greatest player I ever played with, Yaya Toure.
You know, he was fast, he was powerful, could defend, he had an unbelievably delicate final pass.
The greatest African player to play in the Premier League.
What a player.
He's a one of one. You know, I can't find a comparable player.
We'll be happy to see Pep come to Man City.
Yaya Toure has made an allegation against Pep Guardiola, accusing him of having problems with Africans wherever he goes.
I'm very proud to be African. But I remember when I was in Africa and I was sitting with my father he didn't allow me to go to play football. He told me instead to go to school because he said to me I don't have a future in football because I was so skinny. You know how many children there back down there want to come to Europe? Millions. But maybe few of them is gonna make through. It's not so easier, to be honest. Don't have a structure, don't have a stadium or maybe field. In Africa, we don't get that. We just walk on the street, you know what I mean? I need to adapt.
You left home at 16.
Yeah.
You went to Belgium, then you went to Ukraine,
Yep.
then you went to Greece,
Yep.
then you went to France.
2006, Yaya Toure finally secures his move to a big European club as he signs for AS Monaco.
For me, when I was there, I was thinking, be in Europe, is there I'm gonna realize my dream. Playing with the best players, achieve trophies, important trophies.
Toure was really finding his feet, and it took just one season for an even bigger club to come knocking. But it wasn't just any club.
Barcelona have spent big this summer, including signing Thierry Henry from Arsenal for just over €23 million and midfielder Yaya Toure from Monaco.
Toure was a newcomer to the big stage, but his teammates knew he was special.
Whenever he wants to go, he goes. Whenever he wants to score, it seems like he scores. Whenever he wants to stop you, he will stop you. It's just a matter with him, whenever he wants it, it seems like he can do it.
And it took just 2 seasons for Toure and Barca to make history.
The Ivorian was a central figure as Barcelona won 6 trophies in 2009.
It was amazing with the top players around me who helped me go through all my career.
He helped Barca win the first treble in Spanish football history. But despite all this success, something wasn't right.
Yaya Toure is one of the best midfielders ever, but he's played in defence.
Because in the Champions League final, manager Pep Guardiola moved Toure to centre-back, favouring Busquets instead. Nonetheless, Toure helped Barca keep a clean sheet.
Cristiano, Rooney, Park and Berbatov, Tevez, those players are killer, It was something special for me because I was not used to playing that position. It was the first time.
But was Toure satisfied with being played out of position?
When I was in Barcelona, I expressed my frustration. I said, no, I want to play more higher. I said, no, he's there, he's reserved for these two, Xavi and Iniesta. Defender or deeper midfielder. I said, wow, okay. But
Yaya Toure, who's not played a huge amount this season, he's tended to lose out to Sergio Busquets.
6 trophy with Barcelona, I said, where we can win again. Nothing more. And my time of games was limited, and I said, okay, better I go.
Toure wants either Man City or Chelsea to rescue him from Barcelona, but Barca want big money for him.
Like, I have to try England, I have to try Premier League.
£24 million was the sale of Yaya Toure, the midfielder, to Man City. Not sure he's worth that much, I've got to say.
How can you justify that on a footballer, especially one who couldn't even get into the Barcelona first team and played as a defensive midfielder?
I don't think he worth that amount of money. I don't think if any player, worth that amount of money.
I think a lot of people find that just difficult to understand.
Leaving Barcelona was get to the clubs where I'm gonna left impact on it. That's what my desire. My desire was not coming to have more money.
If you come to City and we do well, you'll be a legend here.
I want it to be something unique. I want to be a legend. That was the plan as well. Like, come in this club, make a big impact and be maybe one day a legend.
We know it's going to be tough, because we have Chelsea, Arsenal and United, it's a big rival. But I think we can make it,
Despite the immense pressure on his shoulders, Yaya was focused to end City's trophy drought. And it all began with a connection with new manager Mancini.
I said, coach, for me the best you can do, let me enjoy, let me run around, let me find my way.
Yaya, for me, is one of the best players in the world.
I saw you play in Monaco. I think you're more offensive than you think, and I smile. I said, oh yeah, coach, definitely.
And just like that, things began to click for City.
But he's brilliant in these situations, Yaya Toure, the best in the Premier League at the moment.
Toure scored the game winner against rivals Man United in the semi-finals, but he wasn't done there.
Yaya Toure, their semi-final hero, gives them the lead on final day.
The goal against Stoke City, those moments where it catapulted City to winning trophies for the first time in decades is huge.
Yaya Toure's goal, that really felt like a turning point for the club, and then what we went on to do after that, didn't it?
Not bad for a Barca reject, eh?
Like £24 million. I remember thinking, that seems quite inflated for someone who's not sort of the star player of Barcelona. He's been probably the star player for Manchester City.
Toure was the man of the moment, and once City won that first trophy, it all came flowing.
Newcastle and Manchester City meet at the Sports Direct Arena on Sunday in a crucial game for both clubs.
Newcastle away is always a tough fixture to go up, no matter.
On paper, it is the biggest game remaining.
And I had a secret that no one else had. He told me the day before he was going to score. Literally told me as we were leaving the dressing room, don't worry, I'm going to score tomorrow.
So Yaya stood up and said, like, guys, relax, I got this.
He said, give the ball to me today and I'll score, and he ends up being the hero.
Aguero, Toure, what a goal! Potentially a title winner!
He always showed up, every game, but particularly in the big games.
I think that Yaya played one of the best games in his history.
And I'm like, how does he predict this? How does he know this?
Toure's goals were pivotal in delivering City their first ever Premier League.
Since I joined this club, our locker in the cabinet was empty. United are top. I said, come to this club to make this club shine, and Manchester have to be blue. They look at me like that. They said, look, this guy is crazy or what? And now they know I'm true.
Prime Toure basically drove Man City to a title.
Toure silenced all of his doubters, but now it was time to blow their minds.
City have got Yaya Toure, who can just pick up the ball in deep, and he can run through that midfield.
That guy is so powerful, so strong.
Toure, who's an absolute mammoth of a man, a mammoth of an athlete.
He just ran past everyone, and I'm just there, a lot of running behind him, and it was an unbelievable goal. And that season, he was just a joke.
Named in the PFA Team of the Year.
Toure shocked the world in 2014, scoring 24 goals from midfield. But in a big surprise, this wasn't enough to win Player of the Year, or even make the Team of the Year.
Given that Yaya Toure didn't win it in the season when he scored 20 in the league,
And he still somehow can't make it into the FIFA Team of the Year. But that really doesn't matter.
Toure was in a league of his own in midfield, but something crazy happened, which stopped all his momentum.
So yeah, Man City had won the league in 2014, and Yaya's birthday was 2 days after that. I think, long story short, Man City didn't get Yaya Toure a birthday cake to celebrate the occasion.
Dimitri Toure's agent said Yaya was unhappy and wanted to leave the club because City didn't get him a birthday cake for his big special day.
His agent said, well, he didn't get a birthday cake and that upset him. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no one bought me a cake, no one threw me a party, no one got me a gift. Grow up, mate, you're 31.
Following this peculiar incident, Toure's performances went downhill.
Yaya Toure is probably worth a mention, although this season he's been pretty rubbish.
Yaya Toure has been very inconsistent this season, and the shadow of himself of last season.
Players like Yaya Toure, who quite frankly was dire today, absolutely dog biscuit.
The next 2 seasons for Toure were not at the level fans would have hoped for.
Yaya Toure, we should be getting rid of him, because for 2 years I've been saying now, on his day, he's the world-class player, but you get 1 game in 10 off Yaya. 2016-17 was a make-or-break season for him, but instead, it was the beginning of the end.
Pep Guardiola is coming to the Premier League and he's wearing sky blue.
So was you happy to see Pep come to Man City?
Yeah, I think Yaya's going. I think Guardiola and Yaya doesn't seem to mix.
When Guardiola came in at Man City, and the problems he had with Yaya Toure, and that Yaya Toure was a talismanic player for Manchester City, but Guardiola didn't fancy him.
Yaya Toure didn't travel with the squad and he hasn't played a minute this season. Is there any specific reason for that?
Yeah, I spoke with him and he knows the reason why. But it's between him and me.
Yaya Toure's agent is basically having a go at Pep Guardiola for not playing his product.
Apologise to Manchester City, the first one. The second one, his teammates, and after the trainer. When that happens, Yaya will be part of the group.
After 8 seasons with the club, it was time for Toure to leave City.
Semi-final, FA Cup, Manchester United, Yaya Toure. Final against Stoke City, FA Cup final, Yaya Toure. First league winning title, 2 goals against Newcastle, Yaya Toure again.
Toure, however, didn't leave on good terms.
Well, the former Manchester City midfielder Yaya Toure has been very critical of his old boss Pep Guardiola, suggesting he quite often has problems with Africans wherever he goes, and saying his old boss was also cruel to him. Toure left City this summer after 8 years. City have declined to comment.
Never actually said the words, but he's pretty much implied that he's a racist.
I mean, Yaya Toure and Mario Balotelli have suffered, have been subjected to monkey chanting repeatedly.
I feel bad for Yaya Toure. I feel bad for a lot of the players.
If I was Brazilian, sorry, if I was British, if I was French, what they would say? I have a lot of things to say.
Got a little bit of a victim complex, I think, in general.
Right.
Like, he doesn't like, he doesn't really trust life in football, and he believes a lot of stuff goes against him in general. But I think he's generally just a very insecure. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's just very emotional.
He was such a good player. I don't think right now he's fully respected for what he did.
I think he's massively underrated, Yaya Toure. I think he was just, he could score goals, dribble, tackle. For about 2 or 3 years, he was untouchable.
People talk about the greats within the Premier League, and I'm not sure Yaya Toure gets mentioned just quite enough. I think he was really the catalyst for this Manchester City that we are seeing today.
You never give up until the end. Like, you have to fight and try to go through, you know, because sometimes life is like that. You have such a difficulty in your life, you have such a bad moment, but as a man, you have to honor that.